So this is the first time we've had a coffee chat in the new year. We've both been quite busy. I've been in 4 different countries, started the New Year's in Dubai, just got back from the Dominican.
Welcome back.
You just got back from New York. Sound like you had a blast. What can you tell us about doing business internationally?
I get why private jets are so important.
For the flex, right? For Instagram?
100% for the flex. And also to not get all your flights canceled coming back to Edmonton and wasting 2 days and then getting them trying to reschedule. Them as in the flight that I was on coming back to Edmonton from Toronto.
Being on a commercial airliner.
It was with WestJet, not the brand shame.
Most were having issues, especially with Toronto being a point of down east. It was difficult. So we're not picking on WestJet.
I'm not picking on WestJet.
It's just the commercial scenario.
But what I am telling you, they canceled my flight, and I'm like, okay, no problem. They'll reschedule it. They reschedule for 2 days later to go to Vancouver and then back to Edmonton.
To fly over the city you need to be in.
Correct.
So to lose an hour and a half to cross over Edmonton, now wait in Vancouver and then come back.
So instead of just getting it rescheduled from on that Friday night, they were gonna get me back to Edmonton on a Monday afternoon. So I was like, hell no. So instead we book a red eye to Calgary and then I red arrowed back home. Like a pleb. I was like, oh my God. So here I am. It's like, okay, cool. I have lounge pass. They kick you out after a certain time, right?
Yeah.
So here I am sleeping on like the airport, like
the plastic chairs for broke people.
It was awful. And then I got a little sick and now I'm congested and I'm like, oh my God, where's my flight? It's just, it's not that I don't want to fly commercial. It's just when you need to get things done back home, you can't afford to be sick. You can't afford to waste 2.5 days. You can't have the inability to come home and play catch up because the moment you're done the meeting, you have to get things going, right? So
what's the most important
time? It's time, dude. Time.
I don't think people understand
I'm so
it. They
mad.
think that they think that the wealthy just have private jets to show off and you know all the bullshit surrounded by the wealthy, but you don't become wealthy wasting time. You don't become wealthy by stealing from the broke and all the bullshit that those people talk about. If you value time, look, for example, you know that we're in Dubai every year for New Year's.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to wait for a delayed flight, or we just get the plane warmed up and fueled on the way to the airport, refuel in Amsterdam, and then we're in Dubai 18 hours after we left Edmonton. You were still waiting on a flight 18 hours later just to come back home.
Yep.
And we were on the other side of the planet in the time it took them to reschedule your next flight. This isn't about a flex or showing off. Imagine if, because you know what we do globally, imagine if we lost 2 days.
That's so much
what
time.
That would cost the bottom line, losing all of that. This is what people do not understand. We still fly commercial when it's much more affordable to fly business, to buy out all 16 to 24 seats in business class. It's cheaper to do that when everything's on time or we have the time to maybe lose an hour or two here or there. But if it has to be done and business needs to be done and the deal has to be done, it's not, oh, you know, weather, oh, you know how this is. No, that's what broke minds use as excuse. Well, I couldn't come to work today because, oh, you know, got kids, you know what that's like. Oh, you know Edmonton traffic. Really? Because if you know that, why didn't you leave earlier? And then people start going on the defensive because when you question their bullshit excuses on why they waste time, then they're like, yeah, that's why you're failing, because you have an excuse pre-programmed. We don't have an excuse pre-programmed. We have a jet.
Yeah.
End sentence. Mic drop. Oh, we need to do business. You're in Hong Kong. The jet will be there in 12 hours to bring you here. Do not worry about booking a flight, economy or business or private, whatever. The jet will be there. It'll bring you to us.
Yep.
Or we'll take ourselves to you during this window. We will be there at this time.
Yep.
You can either meet us at the airport in the private areas of the... People don't even know this exists. There's private meeting rooms. Not the lounges. There's private meeting rooms in all of the major airports. Broke people don't know that happens. Why? because wealthy people don't have time to then get into a taxi to go to a building to do business. They all just meet at the airport.
Yeah.
Most people do not know there's surgical suites at airports, the major ones. So why would I wait in line to get healthcare in Canada when I can just use a jet, get off the plane in Hong Kong, and there's a surgical team prepping a room
That's crazy.
for me to get the healthcare I need? Why would I fight over 12 hours in a waiting room here just to have someone tell me that they're going to book an appointment that's life-saving 4 days, 4 months, 8 months down the road?
Yeah.
Private jet. It's not a flex. It's a lifesaver. It's a time saver.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through all of that.
Going there was fine. Commercial, nothing, like, I flew in a few days early, right? Early is good. So whether it was delayed, I could care less because I planned for that. But when everything is finished and you need to get things done, coming back home, that's when it gets really frustrating, where it's like, yeah, it was like just even red arrowing back was so, it's not embarrassing, it was just like frustrating. Because then if I was petty, I would go on WestJet and waste more time doing what?
Yeah, 3 to 4
Bitching?
hours complaining, trying to get a little bit of flight value back.
What, $300 back? Or no, like $200 back? And I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Just, I'm home. I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, what would wasting the time getting mad on the phone actually
Nothing.
get you? And that's
Nothing.
everything you need to know about what people do. Let's talk about how other people would take a flight. They're probably going to an all-inclusive to get drunk. Why would you have to do that? Is your life so bad in a privileged society that the best thing you can do is on your credit card, go sit on a beach and drink? That is the easiest way to tell if someone's failing in life, because their time away from this privileged world that we live in is to go and consume alcohol. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying, what life is that where that's your reprieve from the life that allows you to do that? If people actually took a step back and analyzed their own life, they'd realize just how pathetic they live their life. But again, that's not for us to judge. We can comment on it. It's not going to change the way they look at stuff, but maybe one person watching this video says, oh, you know what, maybe that's true. Maybe I should plan my week vacation to actually do something valuable, like even athletic. I'm going to go plan to be somewhere where I'm going to tour the island instead of drink on the beach. I'm going to climb a mountain instead of drink in a camp. I'm going to get a moped and do the south of France or down the coast in Italy. You see how this comment went from it probably enraged people, and now we're relaxing because all we did was drop the idea of how to enjoy life. I don't place myself in scenarios that I don't enjoy. Mm-hmm. And it's not money that does that. It's what my mind accepts day after day as what life do I want to live while building the future that I want. Do I need money? No. But at the same time, I do things globally that generate massive amounts of revenue, none of which I keep because we're building as a group. But I'm not going to sacrifice my health, whether it's mental health or physical health, to make those things happen. I sure as hell ain't gonna go get drunk on my day or two off. That's hurting me. Then you come back in a worse mood because you're kind of coming back with a hangover into worse weather, maybe a delayed flight. Like, you see how it all loops back into it. At least you had the sense to go early in case the same delays happen. You were flying down to do business with a billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Well, how many people have access to do that?
Yeah.
So you're playing that level of business, but then you're at the mercy of an economy flight.
Yes.
Doesn't
it doesn't even matter if you flew business.
No, it's the same flight delayed.
Everything
Yeah,
got canceled.
absolutely.
Hey. Yo. So yeah.
Wow, that's got to be super frustrating.
It is what it is. Good to be back.
It is.
Welcome
man.
back.
Yeah, and I'm leaving again. So it's there's not a lot of things tying me to Canada anymore. So I don't need to be here a lot, so I will go to places where people aren't so angry. They're not fighting over political ideologies. Isn't it amusing how to phrase this to make a point, but without trying to piss people off. Do you notice how people are only interested in what they should be mad at or virtue signal or be self-righteous on today? They'll go online, they'll change their logos on their social media to be whatever they're fighting for today. Then it gets boring a day or two later and they look for something else. They didn't actually raise awareness when they posted and got mad. They cried, they screamed, they did a bunch of things that actually resulted in nothing, and then got so traumatized and trauma dumped, got exhausted from doing nothing other than complaining and whining, didn't get a good sleep, didn't eat healthy, looked for fights online to start just to find out it was a zero sum. Nothing got sorted. Then they go look for the next thing to do over 3 days later.
Yeah.
Oh, politically this. Oh, ICE that. Oh, government this. Oh, the patriarchy that. Oh, corporations this. Venezuela. Because I know more in Canada than Venezuelans know about what's happening in their country. Don't you know that he's just after their oil? Every Venezuelan that I know has flown back home for the first time in years. Wow. Because it was too unsafe. I have friends who've literally had their parents and their families executed on the street for not agreeing with Maduro. So do you think they never had access to the wealth that their oil was generating? It was being sold to Maduro's friends. Do you think they care if someone else comes in and removes this person who was actually hurting people? I'm not saying I'm for or against what happened, but I listened to the Venezuelans tell me their side of the story, and then I listened to Karen tell me everything she knows about what a leader of a country that we don't even live in is doing. Ooh, he's controlling oil. Congratulations, he said that publicly. Are you really going to make your entire week or month? Like, I'm not even referring, I brought up Venezuela, but I'm not even talking about that. What I'm getting at is, are you going to spend the entire month getting angry at this man who doesn't even lead your country?
Yeah.
Just to forget about this and then move on to this problem somewhere in the world that you're also not affecting in a positive way. You just need people to see you're angry about it and you're signaling something to the world that you have no idea on, but you're so convicted on it that you're going to ruin the rest of your life. Or it sounds like you're going to, but really you're going to forget about it in 72 hours.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of the world of the average. They think they're being held back. They are, by how ignorant they are to the world when they think they're fighting a war that doesn't even exist. Or I just don't have to come back to Canada that often, and I'll just stay in places where people enjoy being in a community. Everywhere else I go, they don't have to worry about mental health and trauma, not because they haven't been through some shit. Trust me, third world has been through some shit that the people of progressive Canada, US, UK, a lot of Europe, these third worlds have been through things that we would never even believe is real because another human did this to some other human. Unfathomable, but we think, again, our coffee order getting wrong is terrible. Waiting in line is so terrible, or what some other leader in some other country did is terrible, while we take to our $2,000 phone and complain about it. I like being in these communities around the world where they just appreciate being alive.
Yeah.
They share what they have, because having more of something has no value in that community. Why would I hoard food when this person's hungry?
Yeah.
You've been at the orphanages when we're feeding. No one takes more than their share. The only time they'll take extra is to bring to someone who maybe can't walk on their own to get there. How do these orphans know more about community than us, who have every ability to do better for ourselves, create more income or revenue, learn anything we want by simply asking Alexa or Google? Everything is right there, and we're not appreciating it. So I just go to places in the world where people just appreciate the beauty of a community. Not money. Not money.
Yeah.
So why would people, let's say, in a position like that where they can leave, why would they stay? Why would they stay and fight wars that aren't actually happening?
Yeah.
The only war is in your head. So that means your mental health is literally just in your head. You've created a war that you can't win or lose, but your life is losing because you're losing a day every day. There's less time in your life. We're talking about a jet to save time and be more efficient. These people are using their days to be upset. I really don't know how to bridge that gap to them so they understand that they're causing their problem, not whatever they're focusing on today.
Yeah.
Because if you can keep changing what the problem is, then it clearly wasn't a problem if it's no longer a problem next week. And I don't think people even understood what I just said there.
No. There's no way. Thank you for sharing. So yeah, private jet, save time, save lives.
Well, yeah, actually, it's funny that you say that because the jet has been used to send someone who couldn't get treatment in the country that they're in somewhere where they'd get life-saving treatment or surgery. Unfortunately, there's only so many times you can use your jet to do that, and it's not the wealthy's responsibility to fly every person that needs something somewhere out of the country that they're in to somewhere else. It's not the job of someone. People need to stop focusing on what the wealthy can do, and they should focus on how to put themselves in a position to have all of this wealth that they think billionaires should just give away. How about you just go be a billionaire? Instead of making excuses and wasting your time being mad at 40 different things this month, use that time to build yourself up. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to put 5, 10, 15 years in to build up enough value to actually go out and help people. Not demand that other people help because they've put their time in. They're already doing it. They just don't post it on social media.
Yeah.
But no one's going to put the time in to build up their own wealth because these are the same people that can't even stay functionally efficient on one topic for more than 3 days. That's why they jump around, like we said, on social media. Today I'm mad at this. 3 days I'm mad at that. 4 times this week I've been mad at different things. No resolutions, but I've been so mad. They can't even put a full week into being mad at one topic. So how can they possibly commit to a full life of building something better for themselves? They can't.
Yeah.
And that's where the actual division of wealth comes, because the wealthy just got sick of hearing the bullshit and being blamed for everything. I said, cool. We're going to go build our own communities around the world. You can't get there because you're not one of us. Oh, so you think you're better than us? No, we're just going to build the world we want to live in. You're complaining about the world where everything was handed to you.
Yeah.
That's gonna sting a lot of asses. You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
What do you got planned for the next couple weeks or so? Like, what are you up to?
Actually, Lunar New Year is coming up. So lots of programming, lots of events happening here at the shop at BH. And yeah, just plugging away until March. March is Dominican.
Yeah.
And then Vancouver for a business meeting out there. And then June is the Van Block party. So I'm already thinking all the way to June. And then
First half of the year, yeah.
it's already February. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this week is February.
Next
It's
week,
nuts. Like time flew. Yeah. That's it. So I'm kind of planned all the way up until post-June so far. And then attack the next half of the year, and then it's 2027.
And maybe you're back in Italy. Here you come to Italy, you know, who knows? Who knows what we're going to be able to accomplish for the second half of the year. Maybe we make an appearance there to further our connections in business and politically. We don't know.
Yeah.
When something's presented, you have the option to say, man, procrastinate this and that, and then it passes and you, blah, blah, blah. Or you just say yes, and you just make it happen. Who knows? Yeah. We don't know.
It's the opportunity.
Like you were talking from your New York trip, you're going to have to be back in the UK, possibly Luxembourg.
Possibly, yeah, actually.
But that's just it. So when you said that at Cigars, I thought, wow, if you have a chance to immerse yourself in the financial structure of a place like Luxembourg, most people don't even know what it is. It is a place, a very small, concentrated place of business and finances. Think Switzerland, but very, very tiny. Very high GDP, wealth per capita. It's a great place to just sit back, have your coffee, and watch the dynamic of how people move around a very tiny country. please, if you get the chance to go there, go there. It will open your eyes. You know, now that we do business in Switzerland, it's completely changed how we view what we do.
Yeah.
Experiences build your wealth, not money, because money has no value if your currency deflates. So collect the knowledge on how to be globally wealthy, not have money in a bank account.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, man.
Cool.
That's just one day at a time, and then just focus on the North Star, work towards it. And yeah, just events.
Lots of events this year.
Make change, be the change.
Well, you were saying that you were actually going to throw out a public offer for people to use the Boa and Hair event space. So if that's still on the table, we can...
Still on the table. If you want to use BH, Bow and Hair, as your event space, as your incubator, as your place of refuge and creation, come here and use it. Doesn't cost you a single penny. Just create. I think being able to have an incubator where people's ideas can be nurtured with great feedback, with people already either doing it or adjacent to it, it was so good. And I think you just can't get by with doing one thing now. You just can't. Mm-hmm. You have to do multiple things. It's diversifying your time for possibilities that can happen in every realm. Like, because I have a sales skill, it's allowed me to translate that sales skill into something in New York, or take that skill that I learned and do something in the restaurant side of things. So it's always going to be skills adjacent. So if you need a skill to be nurtured, do it here at the shop.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter if you already have a 9 to 5. There must be some type of hobby that...
What are you doing on the weekends? You're not working on the weekends.
Exactly.
Do something cool on the weekends. Create on the weekend.
And if by being posed that scenario that you just said, they said, well, that's my downtime. That's when I binge watch TV. That's also going to be the result of your future, is that you did not maximize your time. How about you binge watch TV when you're retired early? No one ever looks at it like that. Like, oh, well, if I retired 5 or 10 years earlier, then I can watch TV without it having to be the weekend.
But the fact that you're able to retire early, you wouldn't be the ones watching TV anyway. So that's just the paradox and the contrarian way of doing it. It's like, just no one's going to job shame you for working 3 jobs and creating a side hustle.
Oh, knowing people are going to take a shot at you are broke people, because they'll be like, shouldn't you be taking some downtime? Because what they want you to do is they want to drag you down to their level so they can justify why they don't have a side hustle or a hobby that generates revenue. I mean, look at Monica. She's already a teacher. She's got to, not only does she got to do that during the week, but then she's got to come home, grade papers, get the course outlines ready. She's already got extracurricular things outside of the 9 to 5. And she's hosting the book events because she loves fantasy books.
Yep, that's the thing. Like, she already sold a few tickets for her next event in February already, and
it wasn't even really a set date. She just happened to be out looking for books.
Yeah, and then now it's like, this is going to be her 4th event within less than a month.
And it wins on so many different levels. She gets to meet new people, read new books, talk about it in a big group, and then build the community. But then at the same time, business here goes up because new people come to the cafe to be in part of this event. Like you said, multiply your time. Don't get paid once for the hour. Have 4 sources. Put the time in so in a year, 3 years, 5 years from now, you have 3, 4, 10 different sources of revenue coming in 24 hours a day. That's wealth. Wealth isn't getting paid a lot per hour.
Yeah.
Wealth is having multiple streams coming in simultaneously every minute of every day. This is the disconnect between an employee and the wealthy. Employees think that the wealthy just get paid too much. They don't get paid at all. Their equity goes up in multiple streams every second of every day. They're not actually buying anything, but they laid the groundwork. It could be something as simple as starting the book club. Then you're the president of the book club. Then it goes national. Then you're selling your week's pick, or you're being sponsored by a big publishing company and then you've got 5 different sources of revenue just because you liked books.
Yep.
We've seen it happen. It's happened with so many people in the group where they weren't even entrepreneurs. They didn't think about investing in themselves. They just invested in learning what would get them their hourly wage or their salary.
Yeah.
And they stopped thinking about how to progress because they'd go to work, rinse and repeat. And you got other people just like, well, Wait, that's your hobby? Wait, how do you made $300K extra last year? You have an $80,000 salary, but you made $300K extra last year doing your crime YouTube series, your crime investigation series?
Yeah, that shit's crazy. People,
I know people that have done this.
it's life-changing. Just doing what you enjoy, and then just...
Because you're going to put your heart and your... People can read off your energy. They're going to see they love this, and they're going to hear the excitement. Negative people are always going to be negative. They'll probably won't watch, or they're going to put some negative comment. But the people that build off your energy, they're going to put a positive comment, and then they're going to start talking, and then maybe they build a channel, or they talk about you on theirs, and then it just organically grows because of the good energy you put out.
Yeah.
So why would you want to go sit back at channels that or in any type of channel in life that is negative? That's the reality, is that you have to choose to be negative, and we don't. This is why we shut the comments off on YouTube and our social media. We're not looking to piss you off to bump up an algorithm. People either listen to us because they want a little bit of a different way to approach their day tomorrow, or their investing, or their entrepreneurial life. They're not looking to say, well, that doesn't work. You're not my demographic. This is all the challenges I face. Are you kidding me? Our group looks like a UN meeting. And not one of you guys have ever said, guys or girls, have ever said, it's more difficult for me because I'm this demographic. The moment you said, I'm going to do something outside of a salaried job, you had to change the mindset, which means you change the way you approach the revenue that you generate. Yeah. And nowhere in there has anyone been held back by what simple people think hurts them in the real world. You can't be held back from greatness. You can be held back from mediocrity by other discriminatory people, but you cannot be held back from a greater version of you.
Yeah, it's exercising your right to have a choice. You can choose anything you want, and that's just the level of accountability and self-integrity. That if you think the person that cut you off is to blame for all your woes in life, then that's a pretty bad place to start already. Because
it's like voting in a government to silence the people who don't agree with you. I don't think people realize that's exactly what wars have been fought over to free countries of. Tyrants who remove the other opinion. But the people that are the loudest vote in governments to lock up the people they don't agree with.
It's the great paradox. It's the great paradox of people.
We've lost the ability to even have a conversation.
Without being shamed?
But just anything, without being yelled. Why would we have to yell? If you're yelling, it's because you don't have the intellect to explain what you're saying. This is why you see so much of that on the internet. And really, maybe 1 out of every 10 people is loud and obnoxious. But you only ever see that because that's what gets attention. The other 90% of people are really just trying to survive and enjoy life. They're probably not even on social media. No, they just want food on the table for their family. They want to go to work, be treated with respect. They want to give respect. They don't want to hurt their community. But you don't hear from them because they're either struggling or building their own future. They're just on their own. Our goal has always been to bring those people together because there is no common enemy, especially in a progressive world. It doesn't matter who the government is. It doesn't matter who your employer is. There's no common enemy other than trying to struggle alone. You add 2 people, that isn't twice as much struggle. That's now 2 minds that can help solve each other's problems with whatever knowledge they bring to the table. So imagine if you've got a room full of people who all have a different piece of knowledge that might help someone else struggle less. But if you've got 20 people and everybody contributes 5%, that's 100% growth. But no one looks at it like that because they're just listening to what the biggest, loudest idiot online is telling them.
Yeah.